Hi, my name is Esther Lee. I'm the founder at Asian Founded, and we are a platform for Asian founders, businesses. We work very closely with them as a social and PR agency. What inspired me to start Asian Founded is actually a very funny story. I actually started as a TV reporter and producer, so that was my very first career. But while I was producing presidential elections during the day, at night I would secretly start posting on TikTok. And what I would post is I would highlight Asian-owned brands on TikTok and social media. And the reason I started doing that is because that's something that's near and dear to my heart. I would always pitch founders and brands even during my gig as a reporter producer. So I decided to continue to pursue it full time. A very obvious, unique approach to Asian Founded is in the name. We really try to uplift API entrepreneurs and brands and founders, or just anyone who's trying to be more mission forward with their brand. So I would say that's definitely the unique approach of Asian Founded. ABA has been really crucial, I think, for me as a founder, not just because they provide spaces for other founders, but specifically for women founders. I found that very helpful, whether it's the events they have or the people I got to meet. Because I met a few people through ABA, they're now part of our programs and our pitch events, which is very cool. Being in a community with other like-minded people is very refreshing. Within our own personal friend groups, although they're near and dear to our heart, I personally don't have anyone who's in the entrepreneurship space. So I don't really get to talk about things like running a business or taxes, as boring as that is, with those friends. But with this group, I can share things like that. And there's a very mutual understanding of, oh, it's really hard to run a business. Yes, I know what you're going through. This is what it is. So it's been very beneficial in that way. One person I look up to that is not in the space at all and has no idea what I do is my mom. To this day, she thinks I'm in sales. She thinks I sell things, but that's okay. She is my biggest inspiration because of who she is, but also because what she's done. And I think a lot of us can relate with family, right? Especially with parents and maybe single parents and maybe immigrant parents. Their sacrifice is on another level, but I constantly learn from her, especially sacrifice, but also unconditional love, but also tenacity. I've been very lucky in the sense where all the clients we have now, I didn't have to pitch for. It was through word of mouth. And now we're in a position where we can bring on more clients and more brands. So we are more pitching a little bit more frequently, really showing how you can build them, how you can grow them. One way we also like to give back and is part of our kind of day-to-day is we also throw events. When we first started and I started highlighting Asian-owned brands, I did about 300 plus videos for free that first year. Because you have to start slow, you got to start with community to build a community-focused business. And one of the events I started last year is Think Shark Tank for Asian-owned businesses. We'll be giving out a 10 to 15K grant to an Asian-owned business that is able to pitch. Two things I want to share when it comes to advice, and I've learned so much from so many people. One quote I love to share, especially to people who are community building, is, "You can never lose if your intention is to serve." And that has really helped me understand why I'm doing this. The second piece of advice I'd like to share is, when growing up, what made me different was very hard to accept. But as you grow older, everyone wants to embrace their difference. They finally realize, what makes me different is unique to me. And that's where I realized what makes you different is your superpower.